Welcome back to a special nude forearms edition of The Buzz. Sexy. So, you know, he waxes his.
I wax all my bits.
Oh,
Jason.
look, she's got hers out as well.
Do you wax too?
No, I don't need to. I'm kind of, you know, naturally...
Oh, you're relatively hair-free.
Pretty much feminine.
Oh,
yeah.
I've heard about
What
that.
about the armpits? Do they have to need a good shave every now and then?
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
They're good?
Yeah, they're good.
Show everybody at home.
What about your bum?
Oh,
You need
that's
to
good.
wax
That's
your
a
bum?
great armpit we got right there.
Do people wax their bum?
I don't know. Do they?
Would you? What for?
Hashtag The Buzz if you wax your bum.
Feel free to join in.
Some of the tweets we've had come in. Perth Luxury says, whatever happened to MySpace? We spoke about that. They kind of relaunched it last year, but it went nowhere.
Tom Anderson got Justin Timberlake involved and it all just went to shit.
Yeah, it didn't happen. Apparently, given the Australian dollar too, Perth Luxury says Fiverr might be $30 Australian, although the dollar's come up a little this week. Henry Beans, I did the theme to The Buzz using a beehive, a stick and a metronome. Thank God for Medicare. That I mean, he's getting cheap drugs, perhaps. Also, somebody has put na Batman.
Why?
I don't know why.
Why would you do that?
It's a mystery. And Richard Bard thinks Mr. Wabbit will get it in the come September.
In the Abbott.
Yes. Oh, and also Janae, you'll be pleased to know, hates Batman.
Does she?
I hate Batman, she
I'm
says.
sorry, Janae. I'm really, really, really sorry. Right, shall we carry on with the show?
Let's do that.
All right, well, you know whose turn it is now?
No, what?
Candace.
Oh, I love
She gets the spotlight.
That's right. I've got a good app for you coming right up. Well, I wish it was good, actually. We've only about 4 more episodes left after this one of The Buzz. I'm kind of turning my attentions to where the hell I'm going to go on holiday. And I'm kind of throwing around some ideas, but I really don't have a lot of dosh. So I'm looking for something quite reasonable. So I thought I'd review a couple of travel apps today in case you're thinking the same thing. Now, Expedia is one of the biggest sites when it comes to travel, and they do a lot of, you know, great package deals. They collate a lot of information. So I kind of had some expectations of their app here. Unfortunately, it's not what I hoped it would be. You know, quite good. You can see on the left-hand side of the app here some hotels. So if you happen to be, you know, kicked out by the missus tonight, you can find out the closest, cheapest hotels in the area, or you can fly to a random location. But you can't do both. That's one of the major problems. People are looking for holidays. They're not necessarily looking for individual flights and hotels, but if you are, then this is the right app for you if you're looking for a flight to Miami and also want to stay in Perth at the same time. Yeah, not quite what I was hoping for, so I'm going to give this one a buzz factor of 5 out of 10. Now, you know, every girl out there would, you know, always wants to be the girl in the deodorant ad with guys and construction workers sort of hollering after them, though, you know, it might have a downside.
Sun is shining from the sky. Got to look for love. Look for love in your eyes. Look for love, never look for love.
That guy was nowhere near as good looking as you are, Paul.
Thank you, Jason. I know, I realise that, but I wasn't available that day, so.
A question I just want to ask for Candace. Candace, that Expedia app that you were just showing us with all the hotels, do they list any hotels which rent rooms by the hour?
No, not that I've seen, and not that I think anyone with, you know, clean minds would want.
Are there actually hotels in anywhere but Vegas that rent rooms by the hour?
Rivervale.
No, did the old Red Castle used to?
Did it really?
That would probably be the only one that I would think, yeah, maybe.
How do you know that, Candace?
Thanks
the
for sharing,
Red Castle
Candace.
is a dive.
Oh,
Now-
I don't know.
It was, I don't know.
Jason, if somebody wrote a book called How I Saved Someone's Life and Marriage and Family Problems Through Communication.
That's the title of the book?
Yeah.
Did they spell all of the words correctly?
Through THRU.
Right.
What would you think of that person?
That he's got a few screws loose or a few roos,
A balanced,
loose in the top
serene...
paddock?
Okay. You'd think that would be an indication.
A couple of stubby short of a six-pack?
Derek Medina, he's from Miami, posted something on Facebook.
He's from Florida, so clearly this is going to be bizarre.
Well, they love shooting people, it seems, in Florida. He loved shooting somebody so much he decided to share the love with his wife and then post the picture on Facebook.
So he shot his, or allegedly shot his wife, and then posted the photo of his dead shot wife
on Facebook, and then posted this: "I'm going to prison or death sentence for killing my wife. Love you guys, miss you guys. Take care, Facebook people. You will see me in the news. My wife was punching me, and I am not going to stand anymore with the abuse, so I did what I did. I hope you understand me.
Let me draw your attention to my iPad.
Yes.
There is a photo of this gentleman.
Yeah.
And apparently that's his wife in the background.
Yeah.
He does not look like a small man.
No, he doesn't.
So this is a man who's decided to shoot his wife because
Yeah.
she's punching him.
Yeah, I think he was just looking for an excuse to shoot somebody.
Well, I think that might be the case, because I've got this theory that if you're planning on shooting someone, shoot yourself.
Yeah, well, he could have done that. That's right. Probably an indication that things are going wrong when you actually want to shoot someone. However, interesting to see that it was posted on Facebook. They took it down. I tend to think in the years to come we will see more of this.
People posting murder photos?
Well, you know how we now with sites like Live Leak and documenting reality and whatnot, we get this kind of gore fest after crime scene photos. But I think we'll see a lot more of people posting stuff as they're doing the crime.
I hope not.
So do I.
I really do hope not. That's
increase the
pretty,
peace. That's
pretty
what I think.
revolting stuff. There's a gentleman in the United States who has Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
And as we know, Alzheimer's it's a terrible disease that slowly makes you lose your memory and a lot of your cognitive abilities. He's keeping a blog documenting his deterioration.
So has he recently found out he has the condition?
Look, he can actually, we can bring it up on the screens here. Hey, there we go.
Well, I've got it here.
Oh, there you go. You're very organised.
Well, you know, I'd like to follow what interests you, Jason. So it says here he's got Alzheimer's disease, and he has decided to start a blog documenting his condition. As you know, Alzheimer's can go on for a long, long time. So it'll be interesting to see for people, this is going to affect a lot of people in the future, especially with our ageing population, I guess. Interesting for people to learn about this condition. Maybe good on him for doing that. It would be tough.
And apparently he's not the only one who's doing it as well. There are a few other people on this Mashable story talking about doing exactly the same thing, documenting their journey.
There's a lot of people doing vlogs and stuff as well. Lots of cancer sufferers, you know, going through their treatment, posting that kind of thing. So if you feel like being sad, you can read that stuff.
Go and check that stuff out. Candice, I know you're a big fan of tripping.
Yes, and only in the completely legal sense, of course. It's call me a dork. Well, I am looking at different places to, to visit when, we're off air briefly after a couple more episodes. So I've looked at this app called TripGo. So if you happen to find yourself in another Australian city and you don't really know what the public transport's like or where the bus stops are or the train stops, this is the app for you. You can work out from where you are to where you need to be on public transport, or whether you just need to catch a cab, or whether you're just stuck walking, or whether you need to catch a plane or anything like that. So it does make quite good sense. We can see we're in the middle of the city here and there are bus stops galore, so not too hard here. But one of the really great things about this app is that it supports some regional towns. So Busselton, for example, is, supported by its public transport offerings. Transferalton, which I believe is supposed to be talking about Geraldton, but in the details it said Ferrelton, and also Banbury. If you know where Banbury is, maybe you can tweet us at the buzz.
I bet you
certainly
it smells
not Bunbury.
nice, though.
Oh, Banbury would be a beautiful smelling place.
Smells very delicious.
Yeah, despite the spelling errors, really not too bad of an app, and there are some international cities which are supported as well, so worth
And
a look
also
if you're
spelt
travelling
wrong.
somewhere. Probably also spelt wrong.
Lambden.
Landon, New
York.
I don't know.
That's right. Los Angeles.
Anyway, I'm going to give this one a buzz factor of 6 out of 10 because it is useful, but it's still a little bit useless at the same time. We've got two divas sitting at the table over there, but here is a diva ripping off some divas.
Britney Spears!
Every now and then, I know there's no one in the universe as magical and wondrous as you. Every now and then, I know there's nothing that I want to. Christina Aguilera.
Now, in a slightly more serious turn of events on the internet, we've had another young person who has committed suicide as a result of things that are happening on the internet. Paul, Hannah Smith has taken her own life after using a website called ask.fm.
Yes, and then they decided to release some figures saying they've hit 70 million registered users as a publicity thing. This event caused a lot of people to go to ask.fm, and the parents are saying, hang on a minute, can you stop using this as a publicised thing? But there's also been another little twist in it, hasn't there, Jason?
There has, very much so. It appears that of the abuse that Hannah was copying on this particular website, 98% of it came from the same IP address.
Now, what does that mean? You're a bit of a tech head.
Yeah.
So does that mean it had to come from within the house or the same computer, or?
It's the same internet connection. So it could have come from her.
Yeah.
It could have come from somebody else in the house, a stepsister, a brother, or a stepfather, whatever.
Yeah.
Or if the wireless internet was not secured properly,
Yeah.
somebody like a neighbour could have been using the same internet connection.
So do they have any idea? Do we know as a percentage how many of the messages?
We don't know yet, but we
No,
know 98% of the messages came from the same IP address. Now, if you think about it, it's probably all from her.
Interesting, because we do a lot of blaming of other individuals, especially the media. The mainstream media loves to publicise users of social media as some sort of gang of werewolves who love to rip apart Little Red Riding Hoods. Whereas the reality is, I think a lot of people who really struggle have deeper issues, and we tend to, it's like saying video games make people shoot people. It's easy to brush it off and say, oh, the problem is people bullying in cyberspace.
Yep, that's it.
When the problem isn't really that, it's another problem.
I think in this instance it may have been a little bit of attention seeking as well, but this is all conjecture because we really don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know.
But it's an interesting thing to keep in mind.
Well, it is, and it just, I think it should point out to people that you shouldn't necessarily leap onto social media as being
An evil.
the evil.
Entirely.
It ain't necessarily that.
Much like anything else.
Social media, people have got to remember, is social media. You know, look,
Anyway,
this is one of those stories that it's upsetting.
Yeah, it's sad.
But, you know, we shouldn't be pointing the finger at websites and so on.
Well, what it does do is give us an indication as to some of the other things we should be looking at. Maybe, I mean, Beyond Blue, as we know, .org.au.
That's it.
Do a great job. But also, I guess, as an individual, if you yourself feel you're being bullied, have a look at how you're behaving and how you're interacting and what you're doing.
That's it. Candice, have you ever been bullied online?
Absolutely. I think anyone that's ever had a kind of TV leaning has suffered a little bit of trolling. But it's to some point you have to have a thick skin. At some point you just have to start ignoring what people say.
Yep.
Most of the people that we interact with on Twitter are amazing, and you wouldn't change it for the world.
I guess that's why there really should be some age limits in place, because, you know, we don't want young people who don't understand how these things work to actually get too upset.
Yeah, but then, just start issuing licenses for, social media use. I'm afraid mentally you can't handle it. So,
no, can't handle it.
What are you going to do?
That's all we've got time for, folks. Thanks very much for your company tonight. Continue the conversation using #TheBuzz, and we'll catch you again next week. See ya.
See you later. Thank you for watching. How many weeks left, Jason?